Battery is not charging. Monday, April 28th, 8:24 p.m. So this is already opened when I opened the Mac, but it was not opened when I closed the Mac. And I go here, start streaming, system log. So there was a connection. It was interrupted at 20:24:30. It's 20:25:24. Now there is still an active connection. No visible Wi-Fi. And I just turned on the Mac. And there's an active connection. There is still an active connection. Lockdown mode is off. Extension will be turned on always when I open the Mac. It's always turned on, and throughout the time that I use the Mac, it will continue to turn itself on. Close that. Minimize that. Console is here. Nothing is pin report. Log report. Mac is still not charging. So when I turned on the Mac, immediately there were, so today's the 28th, there already, bug 115, there's a reset. They don't want me to see what's happening. So there's a reset, bug 115, immediately, because it already has a connection, had a connection. So so last night, it reset itself, bug 115, that's the 27th. And today, the moment I open the Mac, it immediately resets itself. And we have usage tracking agent. Go here, go to areas of fault, and I've just used the Mac. Three minutes now. 3 minutes. The time is incorrect here. QuickTime Player says 36 seconds, which is incorrect. Finder 5 seconds incorrect. So minimize that. And so for the 3 minutes I've used the Mac, this is what I see. Let's see how much data have gone to Stalker's account. That much data has gone to Stalker's account. Minimize that. This is Stalker. Luke Dalla Bona is stalker and abuser. Is my stalker and abuser? Luca Robert Dalla Bona, stalker, abuser. Minimize. And this is where data is going. It's still going right now. And it's going to these other processes. Configuration, screen sharing, subscriber, audio sandbox helper, user I/O, user Bluetooth, serial driver, remote management. And it doesn't matter that it doesn't show data here. There is data going. All processes are restricted on Stalker's account. And there's shared memory. So data is moving there to Stalker. Game is a constant. There is a service. Remote pairing. Okay. So much data has moved on to Stalker's account. Okay. So this one says still an active connection in lockdown mode. Active connection in lockdown mode. Okay, so I'm going to go here. 5 minutes since I've been using the Mac. Storage 3724 GB. Okay, so 25 GB in system data. That yes, of course, the minute I say it, it's going to change. So what happens is 152 becomes 169. So he uses up space in documents. So it's either system data or documents. He fills up the space, storage, with data, unknown data, so that I cannot use it. So now it's 3715 here. It's this has grown, applications have grown. It was 338.7 and now it's 571.9. Documents have grown. Trash slightly grown. Mac OS remains the same, and system data has shrunk by quite a lot. But I still have 37 GB available. Okay. Take a screenshot of that. And if I go to privacy and security, extension, sharing is always turned on, which I've mentioned before. It turns itself back on without any visible Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is not visible. There is still an active connection. So today's April the 28th. And this Mac has been on since April the 22nd. So April 22nd, override. Those messages may not appear in standard system log files. So the output sharing output destination is here. There's a client, callers, but that there is empty. They've removed it. So the connection is always interrupted. It always has a connection. And there always is an active connection. Sharing output destination. Registering connection. I'm going to scroll down. There is an active connection when there's no visible network. And data is always moving to stalker's account. There is stalker, an abuser, domestic violence abuser is Dalla Bona, who lives in Ecuador. Close that. Close that. Data will continue moving to stalker. Nope, don't close. Okay, go to sharing. All right, put that there. So let me play this. Open it up. This is from August the 2nd, 2024. I'm gonna play it. Data moving to stalker's account, other user processes, and network. And I'm in lockdown mode. Start streaming, system log, my usual, and there's an active connection in lockdown mode. There we go. Active connection in lockdown mode. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to play it again. All that data is going to stalker under other user processes and network in lockdown mode. And I stop recording. It's number 1. So this turned itself back on. Always. So I just took a screenshot. There we go. Lockdown mode. Stalker is listening because there's an active connection. Show yourself, stalker. So this is my stalker and my abuser for more than a decade. It'll soon be 2 decades that Dalla Bona has been abusing me. I'm gonna minimize Dalla Bona. And copy link will turn itself back on as it has done many times already. So here we go. Other user, network, data going to other user, still an active connection, lockdown mode, which is standard process on this Mac. And I'm gonna go, so that's the first one, there. August 4th, 2024, 58 seconds, play. The connection was interrupted. Right down here. Move my cursor off. Okay, lockdown mode. Lockdown mode, and there is still an active connection will show up in console. There is still an active connection. It just showed up, and there it is. Activity monitor, other user process, network, data going to stalker again. Took a screenshot of that. Okay, and stop recording. There we go. The second one. Third one. Let's see how my data is moving. Data is still moving to stalker. There's stalker, my stalker, and my abuser, Luke or Luca Robert Dalla Bona, who lives in Ecuador. There. This one, 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Open it up. And this is August 5th, 2024. Play. Now this one says all processes. Activity monitor says all processes because stalker keeps changing things on my Mac constantly. Now this is lockdown mode again. And same thing, active connection. The connection was interrupted. Command center, there's a command center. Kernel, lots of deny. MD sync, of course the Mac is synced and it's private /var folders. Close that. and I'm going to take a screenshot. There's no such path for CFP-REFSD, but that's a common feature in, and I do not use iCloud. It's a common feature in Stalker's account. In Activity Monitor, I do not use iTunes Cloud. I haven't even signed into my Apple ID. Bug in client private. Sandbox, deny the target. Let me pause that. The target is right there. Play. There, it's extensions. The bottom part is not there. It's a reboot. More. Deny. Deny. So it's 4 minutes, 13 seconds. No such file. Home directory is empty. Screen sharing subscriber. Could not load manage configuration. And there's no visible Wi-Fi, of course. But there's a hidden Wi-Fi. Let me pause here. It says ambiguous user identity. I'm going to take a screenshot here and play again. Biome agent. Deny. User is an ANE system. New user client. Pegasus. Yep. It's Pegasus Kit. And this again, there's an active connection there and in lockdown mode. And stop. Next one, this is copy link, which will turn itself on as it did today many times. It does that, so nothing new. This is August 11th, 2024, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and play. Other user processes, activity monitor. Network in activity monitor. Lockdown mode is on. Go to extension. Sharing. I have to turn it off constantly. So I turned it off. Copy link is off. I'm in lockdown mode. And copy link will turn itself back on. Put it to the side, do something else. And there, it turned itself back on right there. Copy link just turned itself back on with no visible Wi-Fi. And in lockdown mode. And stop. Next one, July 31st, active connection. July 31st, 2024. Here we go again, other user processes, network. The moment I sign into the Mac, Stalker gets a notification that I've signed into the Mac, the connection is interrupted, and then console says there is still an active connection. Here we go. Lockdown mode is on, packets moving to Stalker, start streaming system. So it says the connection was interrupted. 2 lines from the bottom in console. There we go, lockdown mode on, data moving to Stalker. Luke Dalla Bona, who lives, the author, Luke Dalla Bona, who lives in Ecuador. And there we go, there is still an active connection. In lockdown mode. Okay, and that's enough of that one there. And then active connection, July 24th. Done. So July 24th, PM, 4 minutes, 11 seconds. Here we go again, the same thing. Other user processes, network, and lockdown mode. And play. Data going to Stalker, stream. Second line from the bottom. The connection was just interrupted when I opened the Mac. There's always a connection. Security and privacy, extend, let's see. Lockdown mode is on. Lockdown mode is on. Activity monitor, data going to other user processes, network. There is still an active connection in lockdown mode. At the bottom line, there is still an active connection in console. The bottom log message. All right, I think that's enough on this one here. Stop it. Let's see how much data has gone to Stalker. Data still continues to go to Stalker. All processes are restricted, and it's shared memory here. So it is going through MDNS responder, which cannot be stopped. Because if I do that, so it's 12 KB now, and if I quit, and if I force quit, it's still there. So previously would disappear and then start from scratch. Now it has changed. It doesn't disappear at all. Doesn't even stop. Quit, quit, and it increased. Oh, it disappeared. Now it's back. There we go. There we go. Data moving to Stalker. This is Stalker and abuser, domestic violence abuser. Go here. So it cannot be stopped. It comes right back. Quit. Disappears. Comes back, and data is immediately going to Stalker. And here we go, NFCD. There's screen sharing subscriber, configuration subscriber, Bluetooth, remote management, remote pairing, CFPRE FSD, but there is no such process in console. Right, and the asset is in cache in library. There we go. Close that one. Next one. This is August 12th, 2024. Because today is April the 28th, 2025. Console messages. Deleted. They keep deleting stuff. Unable to recycle. The message here. There's no message here. The message is gone. There's no message. There's a trial software that they're using, and it keeps disappearing. At 41,545, 508, 509, 508, 390, 394. It keeps disappearing. User management, CFPRE FSD. So the logs keep disappearing. 205, 207, 180. Operation on a window. There's no log here. Sum of all categories. Biome. Right. So my log messages continue to disappear. Unable to validate volume. Storage. Keeps disappearing. No view. Bug in client. Please file a radar. Bug in client private. Mail cache delete. Right, so it continues and continues. So there's a trial version they're using here. Right, so it keeps disappearing. Logs keeps disappearing. 807, 804, 806. Logs keep disappearing. Nothing new. Let's go to the top. Storage. Logs keep disappearing. Beyond the space used. Segment is private. Apple Mail. Shared. So storage cache delete. Shared is purgeable. Cloud system cache delete. Storage is private. Get siblings. Adding private. So stalker has access to my device, and it deletes stuff once I start looking. So if I go here and I go to the top, shutting down cache delete instance, invalid volume, so I'm searching for delete, and this is what I'm getting. So there's multi-volume, but it wouldn't give me the data for it. Multi-volume. Right here, storage, it will not give me the data for it. Okay. Pegasus kit. taking too long to show up. Got back, crafting and caching configuration. Garbage collection. The default for the client is iTunes Clouds. iTunes Cloud, singular. Could not load plist. Fetching a new bag. And garbage collection. So they collect my garbage. Lots of garbage collection. Wednesday, August 14th. Wow, 2024. So the video I'm looking at is here. Wednesday, August 14th. Garbage collection. So they're collecting my garbage. Okay. Storage management service. There's a storage management service. Device ID is right here. Extension. Storage controller. Disk space changed. Not updating last known SHMEM state. By host, yes. The user here, current user, which is fake. By host, yes. Manager will fetch the request IDs from private. Earliest begin date is private. Preparing stock quote request for symbols. New operation. Connection 7. Host name. Connection 8. And then connection 8 is cleaning up. They're constantly cleaning up. Connection 10 starting. Host name. Setting keyboard backlight. Weather widget, there's errors. Connection 7 is cleaning up. Connection 7 encountered error. Okay. Cache delete, they're constantly deleting cache. Reload begin. Download appears to be complete. XPC connection is invalidated. Daemon was uploaded and disabled. Loading state is private. There we go. View servers load view. Cache delete. Categories client. Final decision must not proceed for CloudKit. Upload. Upload manager requesting flush. Sub-manager attempting to flush directory with 2 items. Okay. It's taking a long time. Backhand. Primary Apple account is null and it's using iTunes Cloud. It's using iTunes Cloud and I'm not even signed into my Apple ID. Okay. So, privacy and security, extension, and not back on again, surprising. And there is photo library, which is another photos backend, gatekeeper XPC. So photo library services is another problem. So Apple internal library, build routes, extension support. Okay, remote object, proxy with error handler error. Call block with proxy. Other user storage extension. Network process proxy. Did finish launching. Network process proxy. System setting. See how much data has moved to Stalker? That much. Remote pairing data vault helper. Screen sharing. Security privacy extension. I think they've stopped moving data so that there wouldn't be any log messages. Extension. Navigation proxy update and then no data. Apple network service proxy. There's a task, which is common. Host name, host name, host name, host name. It's a proxy. No network root. It's a proxy. And there's a connection. The categories connection right here. Fail proxy. Widget. Sending feature request to client. Cloud subscription feature to client. Got bag. Which is Pegasus Kit. Host name. Kernel. Network service proxy. There we go. Okay. QuickTime. Yes, QuickTime is a problem. New loader. There. Mac OS customer. Worker has not started their job as yet. Mail cache delete. So the external subsystem UI kit PK subsystem refused setup. QuickTime Player. Okay. And in activities, so send action have all been removed. The logs have been removed. So retrieve user by ID, it quickly disappears. The log messages quickly disappeared. Down there, they quickly disappear. So it's an XPC proxy connection. Retrieve by user, nope. Send action where? Send action where? Console is sending action. Item copy matching. Loading preferences from user CFPREFSD, but there is no such process. Membership API validating user is a member of group. User is a member of group. XPC proxy, launch services, account with type sync. Apple ID, I have not signed into my Apple ID. I have not signed into my Apple ID, but it's typed with identifier as sync. I have not signed into my Apple ID, but already Apple ID settings are being used. Student D, AMD worker shared, TCCD, so it quickly disappeared. The log messages quickly disappeared. Okay. Show parent activity, and it will not show parent activity. There we go. It will not show parent activity. Okay. So there is still an active connection there, and I will continue. This one here, there's still an active connection. This was taken on Monday, August the 12th, 2024, and I hadn't used the Mac, I think, from August 2024 to April 2025. And play. There we go, data moving, lockdown mode. Data lockdown mode on is moving to stalker's account or the user processes. Same old. System data. Connection was interrupted in the log message at the bottom. Data moving to Luke Dalla Bona's account in lockdown mode. And soon it'll say there's still an active connection. The connection was interrupted. The connection is always interrupted because there's always a connection. And there is still an active connection in messages. That's August 12th, 2024. In lockdown mode. And I'm going to stop that one. Okay. And then this one here. Play. August 14, 2024. Same thing. System log. The connection was interrupted. Second line from the bottom in console. So privacy and security. Lockdown mode is on. Data is moving to stalker's account, other user, and network via MDNS responder. And log message will, console log message will say there is still an active connection in lockdown mode. There we go. And that was the last one. There. New folder. So I drag it in the folder and it shows up there. Shows up there. And then I have copy link. I'm gonna play this one. This is from August 15, 2024. I'm gonna play it. It's 6 minutes, 45 seconds. So copy link is not turned on. I'm gonna go there. It's not, it's off. Marking up screenshots, setting out screenshots. Copy link is off. Copy link is off. Wait. Nope, it's off. Okay, and there it turned itself back on. I'm gonna go back a bit and I'm gonna play it, and there it's playing. There, it turned itself on. My cursor was nowhere near it. And I think I saw it at the end, and I will turn it off. There. My cursor has to be there to turn it off. My cursor was not there to turn it on. So, copy link. Copy link again. This is 13 minutes, 30 seconds. And August 15th, 2024. Web process proxy constructor, and it's missing logs again. Nothing new. Copy link is off. And Luke Dalla Bona will turn it back on again. There it is at the bottom right. It's off. So here are the ones that I saved from 2024. I'm playing this recording and showing that copy link turned itself back on. There. My cursor is nowhere near it. But pay attention to this one here. At the bottom, copy link. It's off. There is on the log, it's Safari is a page proxy. So when I upload, it's a page proxy. Actually, I'm going to take a screenshot of it. And then as I move on, copy link is still off. Still off. Wi-Fi signature changed in this recording. There's host name. Network service proxy generated new session ticket. Take a screenshot of that as well. And copy link is still off. Copy link is off. Private is no longer in proxy mode. There it is. Network service proxy. Connection to the individual Luke Dalla Bona was invalidated. Remote device, unique type, copy unique of type, the device is not found. Okay. Copy link is still off. And it is Wi-Fi off on August the 15th. Wi-Fi is off. And there. Go back. Play. Copy link is off. There. Copy link turned itself back on. My cursor is nowhere near it. And to turn it off, there, my cursor has to be near it to turn it off. So it's on. It's on. Now my cursor turns it off. There. My cursor has to be near it to turn it off. Copy link. And there's two more there. So, folder. "13 screenshots are going over there. 13, 14, 15 screenshots are going over there. And these are the ones I took with page Safari is a page proxy. Safari is a page proxy. Today is April 28th. Wi-Fi signature changed, and it's network service proxy. I'm gonna go here, there we go. All messages. Must not proceed. Core spotlight knowledge must not proceed. 269, 261, and the log messages are disappearing. 247, 247, 246, 246, 250, 253, 249, 251, 250, 250, 250, 238. They keep disappearing very quickly. 227, and on and on. Log messages are disappearing. Okay, there's a screenshot. Kernel sandbox. It's private/var/folders. And it's kernel, and it's an error. And it's deny. Everything is deny. Deny kernel. Now. Now there's a whole lot of click this, get that. So I only saved one, surprising. This is July 31st, 2024, and I'm going to play it. So I click one thing and I get something different. So there's still an active connection in lockdown mode. Nothing changes. Data goes to stalker in other user processes and network in activity monitor. There's privacy and security. There is still an active connection. Lockdown mode. Sharing is at the top this time. Oh no, it moved to the bottom. Like copy link is always on, turned on. So I have a channel for the late, my dad who passed, and Stalker immediately made a channel with my dad's picture on it. Not my dad's picture, but he named the channel, gave the channel my dad's name. He deleted all my dad's voicemail messages on my Mac, on my phone. So when I click 0, sound comes on. I stopped. It happened a lot. 03. And so when I enter 2024, something else came on, which was the brightness on the Mac. Let me go back and do that, and that's so every time I key in a digit, a number, I get something else. So June, O, and I got sound. That's why this recording is called Click This, Get That. And 03, 2024 gives me something else, which is the dimming. There. Every time I put in a number, I get a pop-up of something different. Okay, so that's the gist of it. I'm going to leave that. Click this, get that. Put that in there. There's another active connection here. Open it up. This is April 18th, 2025. There we already have it. Packets moving, 167, 167. Other user and network. It's 1 minute, 18 seconds, and I'm going to play it. There's Stalker. Significant amount of data moving to other user processes. Start streaming. System log. The connection is interrupted. And I am in lockdown mode. Right there. Significant data moving to other user processes in network. Do that. There it is. There is still an active connection right there. Always an active connection. And sharing is always turned on. Doesn't matter how many times I turn it off. It'll take a while. And always turns on. Doesn't matter how many times I turn it off. Okay. April 18, 10:18 p.m. Lockdown mode. And I'm going to stop recording now and... All right. Active connection. April 14th. 1 minute, 34 seconds. The Mac opened with desktop already opened. The window desktop is already open, which is not, I did not do that. There is still an active connection. Lockdown mode is on. No visible Wi-Fi, but there's an active connection. Click on extension again. Sharing is always turned back on. And lockdown mode. And stop. That was April 15th, I think. Yep. This window is constantly open. Desktop is constantly open when I sign back into the Mac. Or when I open the Mac, desktop is already opened, but not by me. I never ever have desktop open, but stalker, an abuser, Luca, Robert, Dalla Bona, always have it open. Always packets moving to stalker as well in other user processes and network. So there's stalker and abuser. All right, so this one goes over here. Active connection. There we go. Desktop is already opened. 1:30 a.m. April 14th. 1:34. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, this is April 15th. This one is April 14th. Okay. Desktop is open again. 1 minute 34 seconds. I close it. No visible Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi off. System login console. There is still an active connection. Lockdown mode is on. Lockdown mode is on. And sharing is turned on again, as always. And that's enough of that. And then I go to this one here is logs disappear. April 15th, 2025, and play. Data moving to other user processes under network. All processes are restricted. Lockdown mode. Localhost. Number 139 screenshot. There we go. Lockdown mode. It says localhost right there. April 15, 2025. Screenshots. Lockdown mode. Okay, lockdown mode. Let's get to logs. There is still an active connection. Okay. Logs. 270, 296, 305, 296, 297, 297, 296, 641, 635, 661, 63, 61, 660, 67, 664, 655, 662, 63, 674, 642, 655, 655, 641. Unable to get volume mount point with error. A disk with a mount point is required for private. Logs already disappeared before I could take screenshot. Yep. Unable to get volume mount point. Okay, 61, 28, 30, 630, 660, 660, 69, 648, 648, 657, 615, 615, 614, 618, 604, 606, 607, 609, 597. 592, 600, 591, 589, 587, 572, 571, 562. Anyway, you get the idea. Log messages disappears. System data change. 2 minutes 29 seconds from April 15th. Play. 2025. There is still an active connection. What else is new? Lockdown mode is on. Extension. Sharing is at the top now. And now we switch to third place. Okay. Shockingly, it didn't turn on this time. Amazing. So I'm going to pause here. Lots of copy links. Lots of copy links. Lots of them. Many, many, many of copy links turning themselves back on again. I'm going to play. Lots of things are calculating, including iCloud Drive, and then they disappear. System data is 36 GB, but the Mac cannot explain the 36 GB, as it cannot explain the 100 GB that is in system data. So 36.45 system data, 36.45, and then it changed to 5.85. 5.89. It's a constant, which I keep documenting over and over again. So there, 593. It's calculated, and then they change it. So it calculated as at 36.45, and then they changed it. So 8:40:25 a.m. It was 36.45 GB in system data. They tried to fill up the phone and the Mac. The storage becomes less and less. Okay, so that's it. 2 minutes 29 seconds. Active connection. April 15th. And play. 1 minute or 4 and 4 seconds. Play. Here we go again. No visible network. System log. The connection was interrupted two lines from the top, from the bottom. In console, air logged on mode, and there's still an active connection. Always, nothing new. Extension, where's sharing is not here. Sometimes it can be found at the top, sometimes not. There we go. It turned itself back on. And stop. All right. So these two are copy links, which I've played before, but not today. I'm going to play them now. And this is April 15th, 17 seconds. Copy link at the bottom is off. There, it turned itself back on. My cursor was nowhere near it. And stop. And this one again. "38 seconds. April 15th, and I'm going to play it and copy link again. It will turn itself back on. So at the bottom, I cannot change it. I bring it back up. There it is. Nothing happening. I mark, and there it turned itself back on. My cursor was nowhere near it. There, my cursor was nowhere near it. There, cursor was nowhere near it. Log quickly disappears. Well, that's common, which I've already documented. April 15th, it happens every day. Simulating crash is common, and the reason is private, which is Stalker and Pegasus. So 8 minutes 22 seconds, and here it is. Console 25,058 messages. Play 94, 96, 118, 143. Data moving, of course, to other user processes under network. No visible network here. Wi-Fi off. 270, 301, 303, 304. Of course, there's still an active connection. Lockdown mode, I'm sure. Yep. Lockdown mode. There is still an active connection. Sharing is not at the top today. There's sharing, third down. It's turned on, I'm sure. Nope. I'm wrong. It did not turn itself on this time. So on the rare occasion, it does not. Let me pause here. On the rare occasion, it does not turn itself back on. But here, internal MBK internal override any specified in ASL model. And then, so sharing output destination is private var log keybag log. Take a screenshot of that. Play. Callers. Remote object proxy. I just saw that. Constantly simulating crash. Okay, let's look at log messages. Data moving in other user, network, no visible network, Wi-Fi off. There's simulating crash, which is a constant. There's reporting, kernel, Apple Quick Look thumbnail, deny, user cache delete. So there's no log messages here, it's been removed. Set Darwin role to user interactive non-focal. Again, ML host. There's ML host and there's no log message. Backup ID, I do not backup. Activating connection, machine is true, listener false, peer false, name Apple XPC activity. Biome storage. Again, no log message. I've got the top part, but no log message. Okay. Console is at 301, 16,240, 241, 807, 802, 780, 780, 774, 960, 915, 916, 927, 927, 966, 970. So it keeps going down. 971, 970. Log messages quickly disappear. And copy link turned itself back on at the bottom. And I'm turning it off. Did I turn it off? Not yet. Now I turn it off. All right, so log messages quickly disappear. And this is from April 15th. There's all the copy links. There were 44 of them. Active connections, more active connections. No Wi-Fi, but the Mac was connected, but I could not, it would not load a web page. 2 minutes, 56 seconds, and play. Here we go again. I can see data moving to stalker's account in the bottom icon. Right. Okay, stop moving my cursor. The connection was interrupted, it says. As always. Just seconds ago, the connection was interrupted. Privacy. Lockdown mode on. Lockdown mode is on. There is still an active connection. Yep. Lockdown mode is on. Sharing is on. There we go. What else is there? It's the same old. Data moving to stalker's account. Okay, some log message. Oh, lots of errors. System settings. There's no view for me. Simulating crash. No view for me. Packets. Plugins disallowed for client. The host does not have the blah blah. Okay, other user processes. Data have already moved to other user in lockdown mode. Remote pairing data vault helper is one of them. Passcode setting subscriber. Interactive legacy profiles subscriber. CFP REFSD, there's two of them. There's no such process according to console. All processes are restricted in Activity Monitor and it's shared memory. Copy link just turned itself back on. Let me do that again. My cursor is nowhere near copy link. There, it turned itself back on. So active connection, copy link turns itself back on. So when I sign into the Mac, it gives me already, there's a password here. My password only has 4 characters. It's not that. For sure it's not that. But that's what I see when I sign into the Mac. And this is today, Monday, April the 28th, at 8:24 p.m. is when I signed into the Mac. Okay, I have to take a copy of the screen because Stalker deletes my stuff. So 70 screenshots, lots of screenshots, 34 screenshots, and what's common is active connection, no visible Wi-Fi, April 15th, nothing new. Oh, the sharing output destination is private var. Sharing output destination. Okay, so those are the recordings on my desktop. And here is ambiguous user identity. And CFPREFSD is common. It's a stalker account. It's a stalker process. CFPREFSD is a stalker account. But there is no such file or directory. And they couldn't open the parent path. Go here. Nope. Minimize that. Go to console. Pause that. Okay, so log message again. There's no log message here. It has disappeared. Parent to group, from group, to group, and from group. So they're using preview, to group, and from the group. Remove all transition window, from group, to group. Okay, there's CFPREFSD, there's host name, preview, and QuickTime is what they use constantly. The malware piggybacks on preview and QuickTime. So source, they're targeting XPC service weather widget from originator weather widget. Finish task now. Source environment is null. Finish task now. Okay. disable. And I'm going to, let's see what Stalker has disabled. But Mac is on battery. Where is the cursor? Cursor deactivating a swap completed. So there's a cursor on my Mac that I cannot see. The cursor is disabled, deactivating a swap completed. There is a cursor on my Mac that I cannot see. Okay. Swap completed. QuickTime Player. So ML host cloud daily. ML host. ML host. They will retry in 30 seconds. ML hosts cloud. Uses cloud, but I'm not even signed into my Apple ID. There's a daily report. ML host. All right. Okay, so the other thing is, this is what Stalker does constantly. System data, he uses up a lot of space, storage, so I cannot record. It tells me I have no space because nearly half the space is used up by system data. So at 1:26 p.m., system data is it calculated and it's 107.41 GB. And then so this is 1:26 p.m. and this one here is 1:27 p.m. and suddenly from 107 within a minute it went to 52.51 GB. And data was jacked up from 113 GB within a minute to 168 GB. Trash remained the same and application remained the same. But this is what Stalker does all the time. This was jacked up 168 from 113 and this immediately lowered. So that was 52 and then so within a minute system data is 52 and 128.45 another minute. So from 52 system data went to 37 GB. Don't know how that happened, but Stalker does it all the time. Went to library told me that is 48.85 GB in library at 1:27:31 p.m. Same day, April 18th. Then I highlighted okay, library tells me, wait, hold on. At 1:27, library was 48.85 GB, library, 48.85 GB. And then at 1:37, library was 280 MB. I deleted something, it went to trash. Trash is 49 GB, I deleted a recording. System data lowered, same again, 1:38 p.m. Friday, April the 18th. System data on its own went to 461. I deleted a recording. And system data at 138, system data grew. When trash is emptied, system data grew from 4.67 GB to an instant 52.14 GB. He fills up storage space. So I have none, no storage, but library is 276.8 MB. Okay, so that's a constant across all devices. Right now, I'm gonna go here, put those over there. User is a member of a group. And network is service proxy. Okay. Here and there, library. Okay. So logged on mode returns, sharing returns, student D returns, Safari returns, keyboard services returns. Go to cache. This is what is in cache. Cloud kit. I do not use cloud. And it has a whole bunch. Willow. There's Willow D. ML host, cloud worker. Okay, it's empty now. They removed them, assets. They've removed everything. TMP. So, Apple Cloud, PHOTOD. Find my locate agent, iCloud FMFD. Identity service. Okay. I'm sure they've removed everything. Sync default is in cache. I'm sure they're empty again. There. Okay. Avatar. Same thing. Empty. Okay. So this is in cache. All of this is in cache. iTunes Cloud. I don't use iTunes Cloud. I haven't signed into my Apple ID. Logger, feedback logger. Can't open it. Open. Oh, that just turned itself back on. Siri. Apple Pegasus. Ah, it turned itself back on again. Apple Pegasus. Okay. Apple Assist. SQLite. Okay. Which is a known Pegasus process. There it is. Turned itself back on again. Open. Format. Default null. So I'll go Siri. Turn itself back on again. Open. And it's empty. So they've removed the content. They turn itself back on again. Text edit, open, and it's empty. So it's feedback logger. There's CloudKit. I'm going to move them all. Trash. All right, Safari. Favicon. Local storage. Cloud bookmarks, migration coordinator. Now, why would it have migration coordinator? Cloud, but I do not use cloud. Okay, so they've removed everything. Index database. No, they removed everything. So this is Safari. Safari always returns. Student D, which is common everywhere on the Mac. Container, library. There's a library in ad hoc configuration. It's connected here. When I open it, it's empty. Where is in student D? Okay. Student D always returns, as does keyboard. Text replacement, yes. As I'm typing, they change my words. Choose application, and there we go. Turn the cell back on again. Text edit. Open. TRC Cloud Kit Sync states text replacement entry. And turn itself back on again. Text edit. And they've removed it. Content. This one. Choose application. Turn itself back on again. Text edit. Open. SQLite format. It's all been scrambled. Keyword services. Okay, why would I have keyboard services? If it doesn't belong to Apple, then it should not be here. Sharing, auto unlock, airdrop hash database. Choose application. Yep, you turn yourself back on again. Mail is there. I have not set up mail on this device. And it's empty. So airdrop is what they constantly use when copy link is turned on. Auto unlock. Pairing records. And it's empty. and it's empty. So sharing returns constantly. Lockdown mode. Now, why would I have a lockdown mode in library? Okay, they've emptied it. That just turned itself back on. Okay, so lockdown mode, and it turned itself back on again. Okay, go over here. There's a trial version that they're using. And this is the person, Luca Robert Dalla Bona, otherwise known as Luke Robert Dalla Bona, stalker and abuser. Go down there, Luca. And I'm gonna go here, get info. Oh wow, 2634 GB. So 66 items. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anyways, I'm not gonna count them. That's what they are. Group container. There's Pegasus configuration there. Pegasus configuration, session, local session, and it's empty. I remove it and it comes right back. It has a library in Pegasus configuration. It has cache as well, and they've emptied it out. And Pegasus is going to go here, but it'll return. And group, screen recording. So I save, there's 2 screen recordings here. I'm saving my screen recordings to the desktop, but in the process, Stalker changes it and put it in here. So this recording, 5 minutes, is from April the 27th. Today's April the 28th. And this one here is a current recording, April 28th. I've only done one recording for April 28th. And that's this one here, starting at 8:24. And right now, is this very same recording. It's 10:17 in the recording. And it's 10:19, April 28 in that in the menu bar. So it's the same recording, but it's already been saved. And as I am recording, continuing to record, is being saved here. Okay, so my recording, my screen recording is there. And it has a library as well. Group. Okay. Application support? No. Cache? No. They've emptied it out. Preferences? No. They've emptied it. Screen recording? No. So doesn't matter how many times I remove it to trash, it comes right back. So these are there's iCloud. I do not use iCloud. iCloud search party container app group. Library. There are lots of libraries in library. Cache. And it's all empty. They've emptied it. Apple feedback logger. Another library. There's SQLite, metrics extension. There's a library. Cache. No, they removed it all. There's group Apple KERBEROS. I keep removing it. It comes back, which I've documented. Mail in second row, I remove, and it comes right back. ML host has a library as well. There's ML host. Task asset storage. And it's empty, so they've emptied it out. And it all comes right back. Mobile, slideshow, P, hot OS file provider. Apple stocks. Group is workflow.my. You can't open the application group in workflow is workflow my because it may be damaged or incomplete. All right. What else is new? Manage settings. There's another library. Yeah, they've emptied it all. So lots of library in every folder. A library is in every folder. Library in iCloud group search party. I do not use iCloud. And these will all come back. They'll all return. Apple Cloud Docs, I do not use. There's a library. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go out. Go here, get info, and there's only 346.4 MB here. Now, intelligence platform here is on all devices. People. Photos, library, of course, syndication photo library. So I haven't opened photos yet. Containers, lots of containers. There's Bluetooth here. Mouse, data. So these are all copied with this little thing on it. System data, empty. Yep, they're all empty now. Documents, empty. They've removed all content. Media sharing, data. Lots of containers. VPN. I do not use VPN. The VPN is in containers. VPN is in containers. I do not use VPN. Screen time, data, TV library. Okay, so nothing has welcome to TV. Okay. Okay, I close it, minimize it, media, downloads, nothing, Okay. Payment authorization, UI extension. April 15th. And it has aliases, documents. So April 15th. And it has lots of aliases. Mail. And it's all 1976. System data. Nothing. It's a folder, TMP. Cache. Okay. Payment authorization extension, UI extension. So I've got one, two, three, four, five, six mail cache delete as well. Wow. Wow, I have lots of mail. Why do I have so many mail? Mail shortcut, manage client. And then manage client extension. Manage client extension. (1976). Okay. Why is there manage client on my Mac? Containers again. Applications. Data. And these are all aliases. Desktop. Really? And this is in library. This is in container. This is the one I'm looking at right now. April 28th. So not everything is here. That's from my desktop. Okay. Yeah, I guess it is. Stalker is listening. Stalker is always listening. AirPlay UI agent. Okay. Go out. Internet plugin. And it's empty. Internet plugin. One item. Cache. Okay, so these have returned. Shared image. These are in cache now. Apple TV. Apple Safari. WebKit cache. Version 16th. Blobs. Custom feedback. Cohorts. Crowdsourcing. Usage. Empty. Safari autofill, empty. CloudKit has returned. I do not use cloud. And it's sync default. There's a problem, sync default. And it's empty. They have returned. Empty trash. WebKit. Web push. Staging. Empty. Identity service. Incoming files. Files. Empty. Group container. Pegasus configuration has returned. Apple Secure Control Center. Wow. Library. Pegasus has returned. Raw sessions. There is no application set to open document session. Closed. Choose an application and they returned itself back on. Visual intelligence. And it's preview. Okay, next one, session. There is a session on the Mac right now, of course. Visual intelligence and its preview. So I remove Pegasus and it comes right back. Cloud Docs, I do not use Cloud Docs. I'm not even signed in with my Apple ID. I do not use Cloud Docs. I do not use Apple Mail. And this one here, there's an extension. Library. Every folder has a library. All right, 0, 0, 0. An application script have 65 bytes. Might seem like a little, but they've moved out the majority. So it's an alias. It's an extension. And on and on. Logger, feedback logger. Metric feedback logger. Why bother? Apple Family Control. I do not use Family. They all have a library. Every single one of them have a library in them. Shared container. This is Apple TV shared container. And there's a library in there too. Let me take one at random. This one here, Apple Notes Debug. It has a library as well. Okay, so 0, they've emptied everything out. They've deleted everything. Okay, go out, go out. Go out, close library. So there are 2 recordings here. I'm going to play the second one, which is today's. Open it up. So now it's 2 hours, 11 minutes. Go to the end. And it's 10:34 p.m. And I close it. And it's 10:36 p.m. And now I'm going to stop recording. And nope, I'm not going to stop recording. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go over here. And now I'm going to go like so. Data going to stalker. Data going to stalker. Lots of data going to stalker. All right. 29 screenshots. 2 opens all the time. 29 screenshots. Private./var kernel deny. Lockdown mode, packets always going to stalker, active connection. That is not my password. Sign into the Mac. Network service proxy. Safari's pages are page proxies. Battery is not charging. Bug 115. So this keeps changing. So 25 GB here. And then suddenly it's 9 GB. So at 8:30 p.m., it's 25 GB calculated to 25 GB. 8:30, 32. And 8:31, 52, it changed to 1.93 GB. And documents increased from 152.81 GB to 169 GB. Blink, blink, and things change. All right, sharing output destination is private var log keybag. Bug in client, private. Was asked to run but never started. Please file a radar. Multi-volume, and it's missing content. No default back profile for client assistant D. Using default, which is iTunes Cloud. I'm not even signed into my Apple ID. Download appears to be complete when there is no visible network. Okay, successfully loaded default inline completion lexicon. When there is no visible Wi-Fi. Flush manager attempting to flush directory for 2 items. Of course, that's why the files are empty. There's a flush manager and a process is called, benignly called, weather widget. The upload manager finished waiting for upload batch group. Upload manager, a download manager. All right, so I'm not even signed into my Apple ID, but Mac is using iTunes Cloud. iTunes Cloud. I see user identity, store, AC account backend. Initialized with active account DSID null. They're hiding it. Primary Apple account is null. They're hiding it as well. Remote object proxy with error handler. This is other user storage extension. Security privacy extension also. Yep, worker hasn't started his shift as yet. So they cannot send a message to power log. Yeah, targeting, and the originator is weather widget, so benign. The source environment, null, is hiding. The cursor is disabled and swap completed. There's a cursor on my Mac that I cannot see. ML host, cloud, daily, absolutely must not proceed. There's CloudKit. I do not use cloud. There's Apple Willow D. Feedback Logger. Apple Assistant D uses SQLite. VPN here in containers. Thumbnail extensions. Time Machine extension. More extensions. Users and groups. In library. So in library I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mail folder. Then mail cache delete. Then mail notification content extension. Then mail shortcut extension. Then mail spotlight index extension. Then I have manage client MS extension. Right, so cannot open this because the session, this is always a session, is closed. There's another extension here. Every folder has a library. 29 screenshots there. Screenshot, April the 28th, and there's a recording here, and now it is 2 hours 18 minutes and 30 seconds, and April the 28th, and it's recording everything that I have done so far. And there it is, 10:51 p.m. April 28th, and it's 10:43 here. Did it say 10:51? Open up. 10:33, 10:37, then. Oh, these are the screenshots that I'm looking at. Yeah, these are the screenshots. 10:24, there it is, 10:24. 10:44, those are the screenshots that I was looking at. And this is my desktop as it stands right now, and I'm going to more screenshots. There's so many screenshots. More active connection. All right, enough of the screenshots. There's lots and hundreds and thousands. Yes, there's a restricted folder, of course, in library. This is it, restricted folder in library. There's a proactive harvesting, third-party app. There is a persistence document, identity service, and group container. This is from yesterday, which I put Pegasus and screen capture in the trash. They came right back. There's group is workflow.my is there, and there's a group is workflow shortcuts here. So I moved them to the trash and they come right back. That was yesterday. And in Pegasus, the folder Pegasus under group containers, there is group.com.apple Pegasus configuration. There's screen recording. Even though I save it to the desktop, the recording, when I'm starting to record QuickTime, it is not saved to the desktop. And Pegasus and screen capture is in trash. I took a screenshot of it. It should be empty, and they came right back. So that group containers, Cloud Docs came back. Cloud Drive. There's Apple Mail. Gonna go out. Containers. AirDrop. I do not use AirDrop. Data. And these are alias. All the ones with the little things. Yep, there's my desktop in library under AirDrop. All my data is under AirDrop. Where's my screenshot? Okay, I just took a screenshot and it's not here. Let's see. Yes, all my data, my entire is under AirDrop in data. There. Go. 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 Library. Containers. AirDrop is right here under containers. So all my data is right there. Okay. AirDrop and handoff. And all my data is here again. Stop. This is AirDrop. No wonder copy link keeps turning on. So this is AirDrop. It's okay. And this is AirDrop and handoff. There we go. There's extension. Wow. And all my data is in here again. AirPlay diagnostic extension. AirPlay UI agent. And all my data is here again. So airdrop, let's see preview. And preview has all my data as well. AirPlay UI agent. Okay. Diagnostic extension. And it has all my data again. Diagnostic extension. Here we go again. And my entire data is there again. Server UI extension. Extension, data. There we go again. Alarm intent extension. Alarm. So containers in library. Okay. Apple ID, data, and it has all my all my information again. Extension, data, And it has all my data again. This is follow-up extension. Applications, and it has all my data as well. Yep, all of them have my data. Applications, extension management. Let's look at that one. Yep. I did Apple ID. More extension. Okay. Notification extension. That has all my data as well. Avatar. Yep, it has all my data as well. Yeah. Avatar. Bluetooth certainly would have all my data in it. Yep, that's why things keep disappearing. Bluetooth. Extensions have all my data as well. Dictionary. It has certainly has all my data. Yep. I'm sure they all have all my data. iOS files. Yep. Yep, all of them have all my data. Wait. Profiles has all my data. Yep. Network. All my data. And so on. So screen time request, it has all my data as well. Even text edit would have all my data. Yeah. There. Users and group, definitely. Yep. Utility extension. Yep. Users and groups. Every single one of them have all my data. Weather. Weather has all my data. Yep. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi has all my data. Wi-Fi has a library, it has system data, which is empty now. It has downloads, which is an alias. It has movies, which is an alias. And it has all my data. Wow. This is from Wi-Fi. So all of them have all my data. All those folders have all my data in them. Even stickies. Even stickies have all my data. There we go. Okay. So here are the ones. Here they are. Okay, these are the ones that have all my data in them. Alias. There we go. Okay, and now this recording is 2:39:50. I'm gonna take a screenshot. 2:39:50. Stop it. Close library. Over here. Force quit. Preview. TV. Activity. Monitor. Console. And now the recording is here. This recording is here. And I'm going to stop recording. And it's going to say QuickTime has an error. And stop.